Hello and welcome, my connoisseurs of movies, TV shows, and literature. Ralph, stand up. Ralph, stand up, Ralph. To all my new viewers, welcome. You may call me Luke Carreau. You're here to feast on my opinions of all things movie, TV, and book. That's what literature is. It's the proper term for classic books. And we're here for an honest reflection. Have you ever had something happen to you that opened your eyes to how your life was going in a direction you didn't realize was taking you to a horrible place if you didn't change course? Or have you had something happen that showed you just how good you really are? Well, this movie I'm about to talk about does just that for everyone in the family. What movie can be so powerful? I can hear you asking that. It is Monster Family. And this is the English dub version. Simple reason. My sour cream and onion flavor. Jason Isaacs. Voices. Dracula. It's awesome. Now, for those of you who have not seen the English dub, I have not watched the original German. But if you have, let me know in the comments where the two films diverge. I would love to know. Now, Emma is not happy in her life. She's not a happy mom. She's not a happy wife. And because she is so miserable, her outlook, her attitude is very distracted. She's so distracted that when you first meet her, she bumps into 3 people. She puts her foot in an old bucket. A bird poops on her coffee cup. And instead of calling a costume shop, she calls Dracula, asking him for his teeth. It is funny and pathetic at the same time. And because Emma shows him her kindness and her understanding and her compassion, he decides right then and there, I want her to be my permanent companion. I don't care what the rest of her life is like. Keep that in the back of your mind. Emma's husband, Frank, voiced by the talented Nick Frost of Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz. He is so beaten down by his boss that he doesn't have the energy to do anything but drag himself home from work and fall asleep, because his boss uses his love for his family to stack mountains of paperwork on him. I need this done by. And if you don't want to be fired and leave your family with nothing, you will get it done by that time. That's how beaten down poor Frank is. And you will be hearing about why he is a redeemable father and not a horrible father, because future episode will be a list of fathers I have found redeemable. Frank is on that list. Now, No more on the future video. Back to Monster Family. Eldest daughter, Faye. She is painted as a very vain, shallow teenage girl who is very self-conscious about her own looks. And all she cares about is this hot singer of a boy and how he only looks at pretty girls. Spoilers, this singer takes an interest in her and calls her a pretty girl and hands her his business card and says, "Join me for a music video shoot." That comes into play a little later. Youngest child of the family, Max. He is a cowardly nerd who is frequently bullied. Yes, poor pup. Now, remember when I said Dracula wanted Emma as his one and only? Well, he decides that if he bites her and makes her a vampire that way, he'll strip her of everything that made her nice to him. So he hires Baba Yaga of Slavic folklore to put a curse on Emma, to curse Emma into becoming a vampire. That way she retains her humanity because she didn't have it ripped out of her when it was bitten and there was the blood transfusion. But, oops, Baba's spell transforms the entire family. Emma becomes a vampire. Frank becomes the Frankenstein monster. Faye becomes a mummy. And Max becomes the werewolf. All of them coincide with the costumes Emma made because it was Halloween and she wanted to take her family to a Halloween party. That doesn't go very well. Now, here's the mirror. When Emma becomes the vampire, she realizes that, yeah, she is horrible and bossy and has a lot of negative traits that she always used specifically against her husband and children, all while trying to make them better. And she's like, I can't keep doing that. I need to do better for their sake. And she fights the vampiric nature, which, spoilers, a vampire will never go up against the undead Frankenstein monster for a meal. Frankenstein monster is dead blood. Vampires drink dead blood, they get sick. Emma would have never attacked Frank. She wouldn't have attacked Faye because Faye's a mummy. Mummies don't have blood. And Max is a werewolf, which is fatal to werewolves. Emma's family was perfectly safe from Emma's vampiric side, but because she was under the thrall of the more powerful Dracula, she attacked Frank. Until she realized, no, my love for my family and my love for Frank is more powerful than Dracula. Now, Frank is a mindless automaton in his real life. So he got turned into what is considered a mindless automaton. However, when you read the book, you realize that Frankenstein's monster was smart, was strong, did actually do a few things to be protective. So when Faye comes to him for help, he uses that to find his spine. And when he becomes human again, he retains, I have my spine, my family's more important than any job. And he starts standing up for himself. Now, you remember when I said Faye was obsessed with this musician? Well, after she became wow, I'm tired. After she became a mummy, she ran straight to said boy, and he slammed the door in her face. You hear multiple locks click as the classic cartoon trope of being away from the monster. And it devastates Faye because her crush thinks she's no longer beautiful. So she goes back home, all dejected, all bummed out, and they figure out how to find Baba Yaga to change them back. Baba Yaga gets mad and banishes them to Egypt. In Egypt, Faye meets a different mummy. This mummy starts, you're so beautiful, you're so radiant, until he says, you're going to help me overthrow the world. Excuse me? No, I'm not. Oh, yes, you will. I'm stronger than you. I'm going to make you do it. And she's like, oh, God, you sound like my mom. So she runs away from the mummy. And he's standing before her and point blank says, who else are you going to be with except for me looking the way you do? And Faye looks over at the swimming pool where a very snooty little cow landed, and you see this makeup stain on the water start dissolving away, and she hears Mommy, beauty doesn't last. It's what's on the inside that matters. And Faye looks at him and is like, I don't care if people see a hideous monster. I know who I am. And I'm beautiful. Now, little Max is a scaredy cat. Hence why he's constantly being bullied. He's always cowering. He's always running away. And when he's turned into the little werewolf, for the first time in his life, he has the power. He's allowed to scare people. And he decides he's going to scare the life out of the bully that's been tormenting him. Well, he is soaring on this high of, I like being scary. Well, when he follows his dad to the resort, a security guard says, all animals on four legs must be on a leash. Max stands up. Who's on four legs? And the guy falls over. Now, we don't know if the guard just fainted or if he died. We do not know because we don't see the guard again. And Max is like, oh. And then a ball hits his leg. He picks it up and turns, and he notices a little girl that watched the whole interaction. And he's like, well, here's your ball. She starts screaming and runs away. And it devastates him. He's like, I wasn't trying to scare her. I wasn't trying to scare the man. And then he hears Mommy. Scary people are lonely. Nobody wants to be around them because they're scary. And she means a werewolf is scary. A vampire is scary. Bullies are scary. Nobody wants to be around a bully. And Max realizes that I can be strong, I can be brave, but I don't have to be scary to be strong and brave. But as I said, I love this show. Though IMDb actually got it wrong in the cast list. They named Jason as Dracula. They named Jason as Frank, and he's not Frank. He is Dracula. And I think they named Nick as Dracula. I'll have to look again. So bear that in mind. Jason voices Dracula. They get it right in the credits of the movie, but not on IMDb. Now, even if Jason wasn't in it, I'd enjoy this movie. Jason makes it better because you get to hear him dance, watch him, hear him dance. Wow. Hear him sing and watch him dance. And the special features are a trip. Now, there is a Monster Family 2. I have not seen it. I'm having trouble getting my paws on a copy. And it's not on Netflix. But let me know in the comments. Have you seen Monster Family? Will you see what Monster Family? Will you watch it again to see who else had a moment that changed them for the better? Will you not watch it because it's a cartoon? Did you watch the original German release? If you did watch the German release, did you watch the English dub as well to see what jokes and scenes changed because of the language differences? Let me know in the comments. Let me know if you want me to try harder to find Monster Family 2. Probably will, because Jason's in that one too. He reprises Dracula. These are my opinions. Feel free to disagree. Remember, kindness is the key to understanding, so be kind to me, be kind to each other in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!